Class 8 Biology, Chapter 4. Good morning, students. In our last class, we completed the blood transfusion. We learned about blood groups and we completed the lymphatic system. Now, test yourself. Write the names of the following. So, already I have written. So, three parts of the circulatory system: blood, blood vessels, and heart. Then, universal recipient AB, universal donor O. Then blood vessel that carries oxygenated blood from the heart is artery. Then the answer is vein here. Then pericardium, pulmonary artery, systemic circulation, and later on sphygmomanometer. Now the next system is nervous system, and this is a system through which the messages are sent within our body. So some messages are sent from the brain to different body parts, and sometimes the messages are sent from the sensory organs to the brain likewise. The central point of these transfer of messages is the nerve cell, and which is also called neuron. So this is the structure of the neuron. So this is a single cell termed as neuron or nerve cell. Dear students, whatever the reaction we show under the some sort of stimulus from our environment. So whatever is going in our vicinity, accordingly we show some reaction. Okay, so an environmental change which causes an organism to react is known as stimulus, and the reaction of the organism to a stimulus is called a response. For example, by the sight of a barking dog, what are the reactions that can take place inside us? They will be termed as response, and that barking dog, it is the stimulus. So suddenly if a dog comes in front of us, then we may get frightened, we may start running away from it. So this is our response, that is running away from the dog is the response. And whenever we saw that barking dog, so that was the stimulus for us to run away from it. Now let us see the nerve cell or neuron. So this is the diagram, and how it transmits the message from one side to another side. Within it, let us see. So students, the dendrites, they receive the signal in the form of the impulse, and thereafter it is transferred to the dendrons. Okay, these thick ones are called the dendrons and these thin ones are called the dendrites. From there, this is the cell body. Although it is the cell, okay, that much big is the cell, but this is called the cell body or cytone also. So the signal from the cell body, then it is transferred along the axon. So this long thread-like structure is called the axon, and in some of the nerve cells, this axon is covered by a layer of sheath that is called myelin sheath. Okay, so the impulse, it reaches from cytone or cell body of the nerve cell to the end terminals, and these end terminals are called the axon terminals. So right from this dendrite to this axon terminal, the message is transferred in the form of electrical impulse, simply impulse or electrical impulse. Okay, now as the signal reaches here, now students, there are certain chemicals which are attached to these axon terminals, and these are simply called the neurotransmitters. Now the function of the neurotransmitter is to send the signal from one nerve cell to another nerve cell. For example, let me draw a rough sketch of another set of nerve cell. So likewise, I am drawing a rough sketch of the next nerve cell. So from here to dendrite of this next neuron, the signal will be passed through the neurotransmitter. The name of the chemical will be called as the neurotransmitter. Okay, here there will be no signal, and this gap is simply called the synapse. So synapse is a gap between the nerve cell, one nerve cell and another next nerve cell. So this gap is called the synapse. So in the gap, the nerve cell, sorry, this message is transferred in the form of the neurotransmitter, but within the nerve cell it is transferred in the form of the impulse. So here you can see the gap between the two nerve cells, adjacent nerve cells, is called the synapse. Now types of neurons, sensory neurons, they are taking the signal or impulses from sense organ to the spinal cord or brain. Now student, these are the part of the central nervous system. Okay, brain and spinal cord, they are central nervous system. They are part of central nervous system. Then the motor neurons, now they carry impulses from the brain and spinal cord, that is the central nervous system, to the muscle and glands. So from sense organs to this site, it is done by sensory neurons, and from brain and spinal cord to muscles and glands, such a nerve cells will be called as motor neurons. Then association neurons, they transmit impulses from one neuron to next one, that is another neuron. So our nervous system, it is having three components, that is central nervous system CNS, peripheral nervous system PNS, autonomic nervous system ANS. Okay, so central nervous system, it is the seat of the thought process or the thinking process. So I told you that CNS, it is having two parts, one is called brain, another one is spinal cord. So first, brain. Now brain, the human brain is highly developed organ. It is the main control center of the nervous system. It is located in the head and is well protected by cranium or skull. Okay, so these are the bony tissues which help the brain. Now three membranes called meninges envelop the brain. You know, heart is also protected by membrane, pericardial membrane. Okay, lungs were also protected by the pleural membrane. Now likewise the brain is also present inside the membrane called meninges. Now the membranes have a fluid called cerebrospinal fluid, okay, between them. So you remember pericardium, pleural membrane, they were also having the fluid. Now this cerebrospinal fluid nourishes the brain and protects it by absorbing shocks. Okay, now let us see the parts of the brain. So the three main parts of the brain are cerebrum. So this is the largest part of the brain and account for about 2/3 of the total brain. So students, here in this picture, this region, okay, this pale yellow region, you can consider it to be in this color, pale yellow. So cerebrum, this is the part, this is the largest part, which is called cerebrum. So this cerebrum is divided into left cerebrum and right cerebrum, or simply this left and right cerebral hemisphere. You know the meaning of hemisphere. Now the hemisphere is hollow internally and its walls have two regions. The outer region contains cell bodies of neurons. Already I told you in the structure where are the cell bodies. Okay, so cell bodies of neurons, and since it is grayish in color, it is known as the gray matter. Okay, the inner region contains the whitish axons and hence it is called white matter. So students, whenever you are going to see the cells, brain cells, you will see gray matter and white matter. So it is nothing but the color of the axon, and this is color of the, sorry, this is color of axon, white one, and this is color of the cell body. So students, here you can see the function of the cerebrum. It is the cerebrum is involved in functions like thinking, reasoning, memorizing, perceiving, determining intelligence and personality, interpreting sensory impulse like pain, temperature and touch, planning and organizing. It also controls our will, emotions and speech. In other words, it controls all our voluntary activities. Then students, we have the next part called the cerebellum, and the main function of the cerebellum is to maintain the balance of the body and coordinates muscular activities. So that's why It is the cerebellum that gets affected by consumption of alcohol. You know that a person who is alcoholic, he is unable to coordinate his muscular movements. He is not able to go in a straight line. Likewise, means his balancing is off the way. So here you can see the position of this cerebellum.